Hi everyone, welcome to Howard's Coin Finds and Howard here. I'm going to show you this extremely rare error, and it's called a cold shut error, and it's just on top here of this 2014 ANZACs. 22 million they made of these. This is the only coin I know of in 10 years that has this error on the ANZAC. It's extremely rare to find just on its own on any coin, but the particular ANZAC 2014, even right through to the 18, there's 5 coins there in the set. None on eBay, none anywhere, not even written up or gazetted, anything. So this is the only known specimen of this type of error on an ANZAC coin, and particularly the 2014. And what it is a bit of metal has been minted on top of the actual coin itself. And in this case, the metal that's been minted or struck with the coin is the same metal that the coin's made of. And I've looked up, and the most probable cause of this is that it went in a bit funny into the collar. It dropped a bit angly, maybe. The collar could have been little problems on it or something, and it caught the edge. Even the coin, I'm looking at the coin, and the coin actually looks a bit ovalish at the top there. And I'm wondering if it even went through it when it went through the upsetting machine, that maybe there was a hole in the upsetting machine and the metal went into there and it didn't make it round. It's sort of eggy shape, but it definitely looks a bit more out of shape just there. And I think the blank might have been a bit dodgy. But anyway, either way, when it's dropped in to be struck, it's caught the edge of the collar. And the collar is angled on the sides where it drops in, the coin drops in. It's slight angle, then you got all your teeth for your reading, and it slots in. But sometimes it goes into that little angle and catches the teeth. In this case, it's done that, but I reckon it's because of the blank being a little bit out of shape too. And it's dropped in, they're very sharp, and it scraped the edge of the coin, pulled the metal, so it scraped up that. I can see where it's still joined there and here. So I reckon it was out of shape here, and it's caught there and there, so out of shape that whole bit. It's just caught that edge and that edge, but all of here, and as it's dropped in, you can just imagine this is pulled up on the edge, a bit of metal, and here, and it's folded it over and dropped it here. See, that's like tin plate, and it would be a bead across there. So pulled up, dropped over, bead of metal, similar to my stick, you know, the bead across here somewhere. Very thin, only thin, because this is very thin, and it's struck. And it's struck with the coin. And you can see the queen top of the crown is on this piece. Underneath there'll be a ghost shape of the crown. There's a little bit already dropped off the A here, and the A is still there, but the little bit that was on there is gone. I'll show some close-up so you can see. And you can see under that, if I was to lift that, it would go, but you'd have a ghost shape there because it was minted through. And they call that a cold shut. Cold shut is when it's actually a piece of metal, not string or anything. It's a struck through, definitely, but cold shut because it's metal. And there's 2 of them. There's cold shut, not retained. That means the bit of metal was on there somewhere. Doesn't have to be here, could be pulled, dropped. Could be a bit of metal that's dropped in, not off the coin. This case, it's from itself, but it could be a bit of metal that's dropped in from somewhere. and it mints, but the metal falls out. You'll have a shape. You see a lot of it on the old pennies, you know, the pre-decimals. You'll see, say Australia for instance, it'll be missing, but you can still see inside the hollow the letters. And the only way you could have hollow letters in a hollow is if they were pressed from the top. Just like this, that crown would still be under there, but a shadow. And you'll see shadows on, depends how deep it went. But you won't have any metal on there, it's gone. But that means there was a big piece of metal, I've had a few of them, drop onto the blank, and it's huge. And I've had a lot of pennies like that, and you'll see it's all missing. It's a big valley, you know, big rift, but you'll see the letters in there. And if you're wondering how the letters get into a hollow, when this is minted dead flat, is it have to have been struck on top and it's shadowed through the shear pressure, same as this. So if you get anything and you got big hollows and you got letters or numbers in them, there must have been a piece on top to penetrate it through into the hollow. Then it falls out. 99.9% it falls out. In this case, it didn't fall out. It's still retained. So this is a cold shut error, retained. Very rare. Rare on here because it's the only one I know of. But anyway, so basically, collar, it's caught the collar, dragged the metal up, dropped it on to the coin, and it's been minted, but it stayed on there. Just here and here, just hinged. Lucky, because it could peel off from that whole rim there. I'll show you up close, you'll see, but that whole piece could peel from that rim or from there across, off. Anyway, very rare. ANZAC, even rarer. Well, the mintage is lowish, but there's 5 ANZACs to get, so over the whole lot, it's rare, and it's a rare error on its own. It's rare with cold shut not retained, and extremely rare to have it retained. Usually anything that's mint just falls off and goes. But I was lucky, it hinged itself there and there. Lucky, otherwise it would be gone. But there would be a hollow there and a ghost shadow of the A, which it already is where the piece is missing, and under there. So that's the cold shut struck through error, but cold shut retained. And cold shut is a piece of metal, not string. It has to be a piece of metal that's been minted with the coin, and it either retains or not retained. This case is retained. So very, very rare. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye.